Good morning. First, before I begin this video, I want to thank anyone and everyone who supported me for any campaign that I've ever ran, as I'm trying to just make sure that everything's all right, because I had to reload the computer, so I'm actually... All right, so I want to thank everyone who's ever supported any campaign of mine, shared anything of mine, who has shown any and all support throughout any of the creative journey I've been on. I truly appreciate you. I'm coming to you because I had to make a hard decision. That decision was whether to let my current campaign fund or stop it now. I have hit what was an accidental goal. In all honesty, it was meant to be a $500 goal, and it wound up being a $50 goal. Either way, right now I could just take the money and give out a product that I can put out there for everyone to enjoy. There's a lot in there that I, especially having gone through it in the last couple weeks, I really admire the work I did. I know the journey. I think it's amazing, the journey that I was on. And I want to share that. The problem is that I don't think I'm going to be able to make the deadline. That's important to me. When we go live for a Kickstarter, we can never tell you what's going to happen during that event. We hope that not a lot comes up and our creative journey can continue. I was supposed to have done a lot of smaller work. All the work is, the artwork-wise, is done. There was some lettering that I had to go back over, and I had to write some intros. When I first launched, hi Sarah. When I first launched the campaign, I had some personal stuff come up. Nothing major. It just seemed to keep going throughout the campaign, and that's going to happen. Your life doesn't stop because you have a Kickstarter. That's to be expected. What happened probably within a week of us launching at this point, the news came over that a family member, my mother, had fallen gravely ill. Since then, a lot of everything has kind of been up in the air. As you can imagine, someone being sick in your family, it affects you on an emotional level, creatively too a little bit. We do our best to still show up and do the videos we're going to do when we promise we'll be live, but there's a difficulty, and I haven't been able to promote the way that I should have promoted this campaign, and I haven't been able to get the work done. I want to go behind. Not an excuse, just a reality. Stress affects my body because of the injury that I have to my back. So I've been dealing with a lot of back pain, and reality is I haven't been able to do the things I need to do, and I'm not where I should be in this creative process. I could put out the book a month late. I think most people wouldn't have a problem with that. The other problem I have with it is that I don't do anything for money when it comes to comics. I have a rule. Don't make comics for money. Make them the best you can make them. And during this process, I had the opportunity to think about how I wanted to present this book, and I've come up with a better idea. And I've come up with a better way to put it out. At least I think it's better, of course. I think that if I do a bigger magazine-sized director's cut, where in the sides of the art we can have little notes, little comments possibly at the bottom, and actually treat it like a director's cut from a comic book, that sorry about that, that it'll be more interesting and a better product. So then it gets complicated. I didn't really promote this campaign the way I should have. Facebook has not been working during this campaign because, of course, when I launched, Facebook did an update that screwed up Facebook for an entire week. I know a couple people who've even been struggling to try to reach their base. And when you're not sending out your email lists, you're not going to get it. But I've still had some great people show me support. I don't want to give them a version of it that I know I could make better. And I want them to have the opportunity to decide if they want to back that next version. I don't want to just take the money and put out a product and then put money in my pocket. And this year, where there aren't cons, any money you're making on your comics is like a success story. But still, I'd rather never cash in on people's belief in me without giving them the best product I can. And I now have a better understanding of how to put this book out that I think will be more enjoyable. I just, with everything that's going on, I don't know what's going to go on. We're still hopeful with my mother. I don't like sharing a lot about it because I know, my family's always been kind of private. But I will share the fact that we've been asked about, we've been basically asked about the idea of longevity on life support. And what are the wishes of my mother about being left on life support? So we're hopeful, but it's looking grim. I don't know what I'm at a point right now. As of recording this, there could be a hurricane coming towards us. I could be up in New York. I just don't know right now, even what the next 2 weeks of my life. So if I go up to New York, I have to quarantine for 2 weeks. I can't do anything for I could be in a house, closing out a house up there, our apartment up there that we grew up in, but I don't even know if that's what we're going to be needing to do. I simply don't know. And I feel awkward. And I've told a lot of people, I'm in the middle of a couple projects, and I'm like, look, I just got to hit the pause button right now. It's not something I want to do. This is not how I normally operate. But right now, this is the only thing I can think to do, to be honest. And I want to be able to, when I focus on something, I want it to be the best. And I don't want to put something out while I'm on a laptop up in New York, in between doing stuff, and possibly not getting the best out that I can get out. And I'll be honest, when I relaunch this, I could relaunch it in 2 weeks from now. And things could just be in a more, I don't know, in a place where I feel like I'm creatively not going to make a stumble. And that's just what I don't want to do. I understand that this situation and all the, it's 2020. And on top of 2020, I'm dealing with the pressure of someone in our family dying and the personal toll that takes on me as a human. I can't ignore, and I can't act like it's not having an effect on me when I clearly am affected by it. And I don't want to get into the long and short of all of that. I just, right now, it's a process which, depending how it's determined, there'll be another process, a grieving process that will have to be gone through with me and my family. That is not a time to be producing a book. I just am doing this because I think it is what's best, because I always want to do what's best for the people who support me. So anyone who has backed the campaign, I will give you guys the Pain Box story. It is not edited as of yet fully the way I wanted it to, but I'll give you guys the early read on it. Everyone can have that, because that was going to be the news story in there. I'm not at the point to announce exactly how much the new version of this will encompass as far as stories. I am planning to add more content. That was also one of the things I do. I can tell you that I am definitely debating putting in the original versions of both Fetish Babies, Jacks, and Monsters. So that would add 60 pages to the book and make the book way bigger than it was, plus give everyone the earlier works. And I figured that'd be a really cool spot to end it with all my number ones and get all of that together. And that's one of the things I'm really debating. And I'm going to be talking to you guys about it and seeing what people think. As soon as this video ends, I'm going to go over to Kickstarter and I'm going to suspend it and actually put this video in that place so people can understand why. I didn't feel like writing it. I wanted people to see that this was a decision. I didn't want anyone to put any thought into the things I'm saying. I'm doing this because I know I can make a better book. I know that I want to be able to not have a product go out and me miss something quality-wise because I am going through something. I am, as a human being, admitting this is a bad moment. I don't want to make a mistake that affects the people who support me. It'd be very easy to let the campaign end, take the money, and just delay until I feel like it's time that I'm ready. And I feel like that is the shittiest thing I could do. I'd rather come to you and tell you right now I need to take a bit of a pause creatively to be with my family, to help my family, and to be part of what could be a grieving process, or we're lucky, a new chapter. That my mother will not leave this circumstance without problems going forward if things turn the right way. My mother has suffered strokes at this point, and we're not sure the damage yet. So I'm doing this knowing that we have to deal with something as a family, and I'm going to need some time. So I'm going to back off from this project and take the time I need to put out a product that I know will be the best product I can put out at that moment. And that's it. I appreciate everyone who supported the campaign. Like I said, we don't know what happens in life. As of the last I checked, we have a hurricane that could hit us, could not hit us, and that's just life. We never know. We never know what's going to happen tomorrow. But I can control what I'm putting out. I'm actually looking at the hurricane again. So we don't know. And while that's a bit of an enjoyment of life, is not always knowing, it's also sometimes a moment where you just got to step back and just hit pause. So you don't make a mistake. You don't do something you can't take back. And that's the reason I made this decision. I don't want to do something and put out something that I can't take back, because I wasn't, I was distracted. And I feel like at that moment, you don't do something. When you're distracted, you step back. And that's what I'm going to do creatively, take a step back. For those watching this live, we are recording this on Monday, the 27th. It's early-ish, 9:30 in the morning. I don't know what the programming will look like this week. I don't. As of right now, I tentatively will continue to do my regular slate of programming. If that changes, of course, I will tell you guys that there's been a change, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm not sure. By the end of the week, I could be up in New York. I might not be up in New York. I don't know. That's the honest truth, is right now I just simply do not know. And that not knowing is a lot of the reason behind suspending the campaign, knowing I could put out a better book. I appreciate all the support I've been shown and given. You guys are amazing. And I'm taking a step back to make sure that I reward how amazing you all treat me by making sure that I give you a better or the best content I can at the moment. And that's kind of the point of this journey, is to show the improvement. I think a younger creator like me would have just felt like he could have conquered it and taken it on. And I think that it shows wisdom that I'm stepping back just for a little bit to deal with what's going on and not make any mistakes, not make any rash decisions on editorial in the background. So that's it. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for all the concern. Thank you for all those of you who have reached out and shown true friendship to me. It is greatly appreciated. I don't expect a lot of conversation from me about what's going on with this. This is probably the most you're going to see about it. It is not a moment. Sorry. Every time the phone goes off, I look at it right now. It is not something that I am good at talking about. Feelings. Anyone who's ever seen me try to express things, you can see it's always a little more difficult. It's easier for me to write about them than talk about them. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go. Again, thank you for the support. I truly appreciate you all for all the support that you've always shown me. And I'm hoping to live up to that by always putting out a quality product. I'll give you updates as they come up with what we're going to do next. For now, I'm just going to end the campaign, and I'm going to take a breather and be with my family and deal with what we have to as a family. And when we're on the other side of this, hopefully in a positive way and not a negative way, but either way, when we're on the other side of it, I will figure out what I'm going to do moving forward. But thank you. I will talk to everyone soon. Thank you for the support.